we are really excited about our guest.
One of our favorite people,
an LDS sex therapist.
Dr. Jennifer Finlayson-Fife
is the creator of 5 empowering and highly reviewed online courses.
She has a PhD in counseling psychology and is a relationship and sexuality coach.
I found Jennifer on a podcast, and as I started listening to her, I had not heard anything like that ever before. It was like, this is it. This is it. You know, she gets it.
You can feel that she lives in integrity with what she knows and what she teaches.
I think the church does a phenomenal job at creating safety, but I'm not sure that they do a really awesome job at creating eros energy or growth.
Even saying the word sexual being or eroticism or all the words that Jennifer uses, I would have been like,
do you care if we do a role play and you're Lance and I'm you holding on to yourself?
Sure. So I'm Lance or you're
Lance? You're going to be Lance.
I'm going to be
Lance.
And
you just give me Lance real time and I'm just going to say like, hey, you seem a little stressed. Are you okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm being uptight. I just think, you know, the chores haven't gotten done. The kids aren't, you know, doing what they're supposed to be doing. And I just feel like nobody around here really cares about this.
I'm sorry things aren't in the condition you wish they were in. I'm just tracking you as irritated and I really was hoping to have good sex tonight and this is working in the other direction.
That's what
Forget the chores. Kids, pizza's on me.
I know all the good things about our faith. I've lived them. And here's some of the liabilities that we could do much better with. We can apply our faith, the best in our faith, and actually overcome these challenges. People take a lot of relief in that because they're looking for their faith to answer more. They're looking for it to be broader. They're trying to work out their own morality, but they don't want to lose a sense of a moral anchor in their faith. I would say my mission is to help people re-envision what faith is really about.
Right now we're in Milan, and tonight we're going to be greeting 15 couples who are coming from all over the United States. They're coming to spend 10 days learning from Jennifer, experiencing Italy and Switzerland.
This is our first Dr. Jennifer experience. You know, we haven't done any of the courses, so we kind of dove in with 2 feet.
Northern Italy and Lake Como is kind of my bucket list, and Switzerland is her bucket list.
Yeah.
So we're like, this is gonna be the most amazing trip with Jennifer, all the places we wanna go, and we've never been to Europe before, so it was just perfect.
I think it's really cool to be in a place with so much art, food, beauty, and to be in a space like that while you're considering your relationship and what you're doing.
A lot of change happens in a really short amount of time here.
We're changing a dynamic that, you know, we were born into, you know, that we've lived our whole life.
There's definitely been costs associated with it. A lot of invalidation as we've changed from people that we love that are like, where's the old Sarah? Where's the old Lance? There's just this misnomer. It's like, hey, if you're going to counseling, if you're working on something, like we would never see somebody go to the gym and go, what's wrong with you? You know, why are you investing in that part of your life? But in this culture, it's felt a little bit ostracizing at times to be like, yeah, we're seeing a counselor, or we're working on this, and they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And we're like, we're actually excited about the work we're doing.
Yeah.
Most people are deeply ambivalent about how intimate they want a relationship to be. And by what I mean is like, how much do I want you to actually know and see me, flaws and all? We all want reinforcement. We all want people to say how great and attractive we are. But very few of us want for our limitations, our liabilities, our flaws to be knowable to another.
I got a lot of flaws. I want to hear Sarah.
I try my best to hear her. And honestly, it's felt so different lately. It just feels as though that there is something within our relationship that is a wall. We both feel different. We both feel better. We both are doing good work, but there's this something that we can't quite get over. And I'm not sure what it is, Jennifer.
She knows this content, right? She knows it forward, she knows it backwards, but she studies it all into the night because she cares so much about showing up for these people who took time out of their lives to come and learn.
I think one of the gifts in my life was that I was born with crossed eyes. I had thick hair and perms and layered hair was in. And so I wanted that Farrah Fawcett look, of course, because who wouldn't? And it was not a good fit with my hair. So I had hair that was like kind of standing off my head, and I had these big, thick Coke bottle glasses, a scrawny, underdeveloped body, and social validation was not there for me. It was all personality was my only chance. So I think that the gift in the invalidation of all that was I had to find something deeper. I couldn't rely on the superficial. And so much of my faith resonated with me and felt deeply true, and a lot of it did not. And that was also scary for me because I feared not being able to even get that validation from the group that mattered most to me. And I'm really grateful for that pressure on me because it was pushing me to forge something that was more resilient than the approval of other people.
That is so cool looking. Raising kids here on the slopes, it'd be both amazing and terrifying.
I was going to write my dissertation on forgiveness. And, John, when he first met me, he told his mom, and she was like, oh, that's sweet. But then I changed it to sex. And so John and I would always imagine that she was like, wait, what? I thought she was a nice girl.
I grew up, in the 70s and 80s, and the church was unapologetic for the idea that women are being led by men. It was more that was God's way, it was the proper way. There was a fundamental hierarchy in marriage. A lot of the work I do is about helping men and women to understand the project of sexuality is exactly that, a shared one. So I decided to write my dissertation on the question of LDS women and sexual agency. And what I meant by sexual agency was, did women feel a sense that they belonged to themselves and that they could be the authors of their lives in their relationships? I remember my committee saying to me, you need to get this out. Like, Mormon women need to read this. But I was like, I don't know how to, because the kind of publishing entity was church-owned, church-affiliated, and they weren't going to publish a dissertation that was a critique of patriarchy. It just wasn't going to happen. So I had kids and I had babies, and I was like, I'll think about that later. And then the internet happened.
Many of us grew up thinking about marriage.
A lot of times we learn to kind of reject our sexuality.
And why is it so hard? Now it's like, this is my choice. I'm very eager to get your take on this topic.
I think it's a really challenging period at first.
I do want to do better, and I'm crappy at it. I really do want to do right by you, though, because it's our only chance. Can you just help me understand what you think that I just haven't been able to understand, either from that conversation or where you still feel like I won't hear you?
I feel like I can tell you, but I don't think you'll ever get it.
I might not, but can you give me another go?
The most powerful thing for me was when Jennifer was role-playing with us. Her words and her earnestness when you're dysregulated or you're playing your dysregulated spouse, and to hear such care, it's totally disarming. Now I have a pattern from which to follow, but I also realize, like, I'm gonna have to live in a pretty powerful way to be able to be that grounded. It doesn't discourage me, it just makes me know that it doesn't happen overnight.
It's an incredible gift, even in a role play, to have somebody so meaningfully caring, like all in.
Remember, love is to be on the edge of your capacity. And listening is not to say everything you think is true, but I am willing to understand who you are and how you experience me. Not because every experience you have is correct, but I am willing to know you even if it's incriminating or even if it's not the view of myself I want you to have. And I'm willing to solidify something in me to just do that loving work. I care about you enough to not make how I am seen more important than your experience.
One of the best things about being here with Jennifer and with other couples, like you just feel like you finally have those tools, because for so long I just felt like we did not. You know, we knew we weren't happy, but you couldn't even put into words exactly what it was. Jennifer offers those tools, and then we get to decide if we're going to use them and work super hard.
The people that are free have not earned everybody's validation. They've earned their own. Sure. And they've integrated enough truth through the experience that other people have of them to clean up their own compass.
So I have live events and workshops like these. I have a library of online courses. I have a podcast called Room for Two, where I work with real couples on how to create a more intimate marriage. And then another podcast called Conversations with Dr. Jennifer, which is a collection of interviews on various topics related to faith, marriage, and sexuality. And this is a free resource for people.
Some people have reached out to me and said, like, how did you do this? Like, what was your plan? And I was like, I don't really have a plan. I mean, I know that sounds strange because it's counter to all the ideas. And this doesn't mean that I didn't have goals and I didn't work hard, but I would say that I had a desire, something that mattered to me, something I had a passion about. It was a problem I wanted to think about.
Okay. Can you do that?
Yeah. I don't know, but we will try.
Okay.
We learn
so
through
let's see.
failure.
Yeah. Let's just try.
That was great.
Wow. Wow.
We did it, guys.
It was better than the others.
Yes, that's all we needed.
That's all we need to know.
I remember somebody saying to me in my PhD program, I've never seen somebody take the question of what is true so seriously. Like, you are so earnest about this question, you know? And none of them were LDS, of course.
Yeah,
this was just a combination of people. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, I think that has a lot to do with my growing up in this idea that there's a truth, it matters. Sorting out what it is matters. What you do matters. So it just kind of gave me this sense of like, what you do matters, and you got to figure it out.
This work requires honesty with yourself. It requires a commitment to what's true. And what is true often hurts. You know, I sometimes joke that the scripture, the truth sets you free. Somebody edited out the part that is, the truth makes you suffer, then it sets you free. You know, that basically seeing what is can often puncture our egos and disappoint us in a way. But it's also the birthplace of the mind, the soul being able to accommodate more reality. Our spiritual development is very much linked to our ability to accommodate reality, to accommodate truth. And that's why faith or courage is a virtue, is the weakness in all of us is that we want to deny what's true, we want to close our eyes, we want to blame, we want to sort of displace it away from ourselves, rather than, can I take this on to myself? I mean, that's the Christian symbol of the atonement, is like taking on the sins, the suffering, the difficulty that's in the world, and choosing to do what is good in the face of that. And that makes our souls grow. That deepens spirituality. It deepens capacity in a person. It deepens our ability to love and to be present with others, even in their suffering.
Jennifer, it's revolutionary, the work that you do.
You've been one of the most influential people in my life. Thank you.
Coming up next on The Mormon Sex Therapist.
This was Elliot's birth, which happened right before I graduated. I think he was only like a week and 3 days old when he was at the graduation ceremony. I was just worried about him being so little, and I didn't let anybody touch him or breathe on him. But he went to the graduation.
Well, my favorite people who come to Jennifer's events are the people who are kind of hesitant to be here.
We were, not unsure if we should come or not. We did almost cancel twice.
We didn't know if we'd still be married. I mean, I say that jokingly, but...
We thought we'd go from point A to point B, but she took us way beyond what we thought was possible.
I feel like I owe my life and marriage to her.
Right to the very core, she wants everyone to thrive. And when I met Janelle, it was clear to me where she got that.
My mom, who just cared very much about what I was doing, always wanted to know. It's just hard to not have her to share it with. And life's just amazing. It's a painful, amazing, miraculous thing. And other people in it are such a gift, people that love you. It's the only way to do it. And so learning to love is just it's everything. It's everything. But we have to push against the part of us that wants to resist the risk of it.